I'm Nikita Dragun. I have everything. I have followers, I have likes, I have power, I have a big ass. But what's to have all this stuff if I can't share it with somebody? Nikita never apologizes. I never take blame for anything, or I never own up to anything, and that couldn't be further from the truth. I'm like this much Italian, but like don't even let me get into all that because we know how everyone gets when I get all crazy. The hair choice that I have made, and I'm just gonna be straight up and real with you, I appreciate all of my gorgeous black women, and this was completely inspired by them.
How is you putting on a platinum blonde box braid wig, which looked bad, might I add, what is that gonna do for me as a black woman, as a black beauty influencer? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Literally nothing.
Hey, it's your Uncle Herman here, and I'm still an alpha male. Today I'm talking about Nikita Dragun, a beauty influencer and recent TikTok/reality star. I don't really know what that means either, but we'll certainly get into it. Mostly she's famous for being a quote-unquote beauty guru and infamous for being the center of a lot of scandals. Nikita started out not so long ago. She started gaining followers for posting makeup videos and pictures on Instagram and YouTube around 2013, and her career has skyrocketed from there, gaining millions of followers across all social media platforms. But this has not come without consequence. One of Nikita's first big scandals came about during her involvement with the Laura Lee scandal of 2018, during which big beauty influencers like Jeffree Star, Manny MUA, Laura Lee, and of course Nikita had their past offensive tweets exposed. The tweets that resurfaced of Nikita's showed her stating things such as, "Imagine being black, I could never. When you're so tan, you look black. We've all met a child that makes us realize child began for a reason. And I'm not saying your child is ugly, I'm just saying that you'll never have to worry about people." Some incredibly disturbing stuff that makes light of horrific situations, which prompted no real apology from Nikita Dragun. After a while, Nikita posted on her Instagram story essentially saying that the tweets were faked and that she'd changed her whole being and therefore is no longer responsible for her past self.
I just wanted to say that I'm not the same person I was a year ago. I'm not the same person I was 3 years ago, 6 years ago. I mean, even at that time, I was what, like 15 as a boy in Virginia. And I know I have said some very insensitive things, especially when I was younger. I take full responsibility, but I know I'm constantly changing as a person and evolving. I've literally changed from that 15-year-old boy in middle school, trying desperately to fit in and trying desperately to find who I was as a person. I mean, I've changed physically. I mean, girl, I have a whole new face than I did. I've changed emotionally as a person, and my whole being is changed.
Make of that what you will, but the tweets about her race have sparked a much larger and ongoing issue with Nikita Dragun. In October of last year, Nikita tweeted in the third person, "What race is Nikita gonna be today?" which sparked a large uproar of people accusing her of blackfishing. Blackfishing is when someone who's not black artificially darkens their skin tone, either with tan or Facetune, and appropriates traditional black styles and hairstyles, which is incredibly harmful and wrong and simply not a joke. It's plain and simple cultural appropriation. Nikita tweeted shortly afterwards defending herself, saying, "I know it's a joke to comment on my race, but I'm really tired of having to defend myself on every post. She's Hispanic today, I'm Hispanic every day. My mum's Mexican, my dad's Asian, I'm mixed. The end. Bye." Adding that growing up mixed, I was never enough or fully accepted. I don't have to pick a side, I'm not incomplete of my races, I don't lack anything, I'm proud of all of me. Now, her racial identity is something that she has every right to be proud of, but the excessive tanning and use of black hairstyles is simply not it. She's not black. You can't defend yourself by stating your race, as just a quick look at some of her Instagram pictures will make it very clear why she's being accused of blackfishing, and she just continues to do this and repeatedly defends it, saying that that's just how she tans. But I mean, need I say more? And this issue of social media blackfishing is a huge issue that's much larger than Nikita Dragun, as there's been a recent emergence in people on TikTok and Instagram using this as some sort of awful trend. And so whether Nikita likes it or not, with 9 million Instagram followers, she has a responsibility to set an example. So posting pictures like these is only going to inspire more people to do it and see this as aspirational and trendy. Nikita has also been accused of being racist in 2019 when she turned up to the VMAs with 3 men on leashes. She seemed to ignore the comments and focus on the people accusing her of reverse sexism, making these large feminist statements that could have worked if she didn't have people crawling around on chains as part of her costume. Whether it was intended or not, it was completely unnecessary and tone deaf, and another reason that she has been accused of being. Nikita Dragun has also got heat for how she treats other people on camera. This started when she collaborated with Bretman Rock and his sister Princess May and was seen making some very harsh and uncomfortable jabs at Princess May.
Bitch, that's not cheating. The last thing that was cheating for you was your last man. I don't know about this man who's sitting over here, but... Princess, tell me how much money he gave you and then let's times it by a couple.
No longer. Bitch, if you don't side with your phone.
Bitch, if that's me and that's Bretman, I swear to God,
it was Princess.
Yeah.
That was not necessarily my favorite moment. My favorite moment, I don't know, I feel like it's like
was meeting me, yeah.
What? This is my first time really meeting Miss Princess.
Yeah. I was actually really excited to meet you. I told Bretman that.
And don't forget, free fire my dragon.
Princess!
I said it!
No, you got it like loud.
Oh, okay.
You're not yelling at me all the time. Bitch, you gotta be a fucking dragon.
Whether these were intended to be jokes or not, they just came across as really unnecessary and rude. And what makes it worse is that this collab was apparently the first time that Nikita and Princess had ever met, which just makes it even more uncomfortable to watch. But Nikita's controversial personality has only been heightened by her making her own reality shows. The first show was a Snapchat reality show called Nikita Unfiltered. That's a Snapchat reality show in the 16:9 Snapchat format on a platform that is only really used by James Charles at this point. A true new low for social media as a whole, in my opinion, but what can you do? The show centers around Nikita supposedly looking for love, but it comes across very cringy and staged, and some of the lines sound like they belong in Riverdale.
I'm learning I have to make boundaries, otherwise these people are going to continuously try to walk all over me. I'm so sorry for this boy, but it's about to go down. Let me tell you one thing about me. I'm not about wasting my time. And here's the thing, I'm a person at the end of the day. Don't play dumb. You're so thirsty, bitch. Have a drink. Stupid ass. Stupid. Nikita. Play me, bitch.
So I tweeted what race is Nikita today, and I literally broke the internet in a bad way. I was just frustrated, and it came out of a place of frustration, and I've gotten that comment hundreds and thousands of times from all sorts of people, and I think when I try to throw the joke back at everyone else because they're questioning my Latino identity, they're questioning my Asian identity, which I truly am. I went into explaining it, but people only saw that one tweet and they blew it up out of proportion. Of course, I should have completely known. I should have completely had a smarter judgment about it, but not given the context. Obviously, a lot of people were pushing it to a narrative in which they wanted, which was not the case. I'm more successful than I've ever been, but that just means so many more people are waiting for me to slip up.
She's also made some very disrespectful comments on this show about a bisexual man that just come across incredibly biphobic, which is gross considering she's part of the LGBT community and she doesn't really seem to respect bisexual men.
One that gets caught up on labels, but for me, what I'm searching for is a man to make me feel like a woman, and I just feel like I don't know why Oscar's attracted to me. I've worked so hard to become the woman I've always wanted to be, but when a guy likes other guys, that's just not me. I'm a girl. There's certain things that I just don't know if I can look past.
So what do you do when you make a reality show this awful? Of course you make a season 2. And on top of that, she's joined a Netflix reality show about the hype house that many people are calling the death of Netflix. Especially since most of Nikita's association with the hype house is throwing unsafe parties there during the past year. This has been a huge controversy, as no matter how many people told Nikita how dangerous these parties were, she kept going and has seemingly kept partying as normal despite what the rest of the world are going through. Recently throwing a huge party for her 25th. These rich LA influencers seem to think that they're untouchable, when in reality they're just being idiots, and they just keep doing it, with their reality shows doing the bare minimum to comply with guidelines when we are still in a huge global health crisis. Also, I don't know why Nikita's hanging out with these teenage TikTok stars in the first place. It's just all very uncomfortable to watch. And recently Nikita's been getting into even more serious and disturbing drama, with stories coming out about her, aged 25 at the time of of recording this, messaging Alejandro Rosario, an 18-year-old, asking if he was 18 yet. A week after he turned 18, she commented on his Instagram saying, "You 18 now, right?" asking for a friend, which is just predatory behavior. Nikita was then seen hanging out with Alejandro, making fans question what's going on. She stated that they're just friends, but even so, it's absolutely just gross behavior and should not be able to fly under the radar. The thing with Nikita is that no matter how many times she's called out for something, like never wearing a mask or blackfishing, she continues to do it and be controversial for the sake of being controversial. It's just tired, and I hope Nikita's able to come back down to reality at some point. It seems like social media has inflated her ego to new heights and made her feel like she's some real housewife who can get away with anything. Sort of an early version of what Jeffree Star has evolved to be. And so I dread to think where this is going in the next few years, but I do hope that this Netflix reality show is the last goddamn YouTube related reality show we ever have to see. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I have been your Uncle Herman. You can like and subscribe if you feel like it, and I'll see you in my next one.